Good morning, everybody. I'm Gabe Quinto from the West County Democratic Club and El Cerrito Democratic Club and the DPCCC. It's an honor to be here monitoring questions with my colleague Harry Weiner. And we are going to ask questions to candidates for the city of Pinole. And I'm grateful to work with both two candidates who are running for re-election and also to introduce candidate Christy Lamb Julian, who I've had the opportunity to meet as well. So we are going to do a 3-minute introduction first. And let me start with candidate Christy Lamb Julian. You have 3 minutes. Go ahead, Christy.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Christy Lamb Julian, and I'm running for Pinole City Council with a deep commitment to democratic values and community building. As a Pinole resident for over 10 years, I will leverage my education and experience to enhance our safety, increase access to programs and services, and expand the vitality of our infrastructure. As a person with a disability and a parent of a school-aged child, safety, accessibility, and a robust infrastructure are personal to me. It is my dedication to community, local governance, advocacy, and commitment to the educational system that makes me the right choice for Pinole City Council. My family story is a testament to the American dream and the immigrant struggle that connects us all. My family immigrated to the U.S. Thanksgiving week, 1974. My dad, a master welder, carpenter, and veteran, was unable to get licensed here in the U.S. due to language, financial, and cultural barriers. My mom was the main caregiver to 3 young adults and volunteered at churches in exchange for food and clothes. It was while volunteering that she made her first American friend who showed us what America could be: kind, caring, and willing to help those in need. It is these values that fuel my passion for public service to this day. While I was earning my business degree, I had my first opportunity to unionize. Shortly thereafter, I became one of the youngest shop stewards for Unite Here Local 19. During my time working with Unite Here 483, I worked with the Teamsters International to negotiate a $1 increase across the board and maintain health benefits for workers in Monterey. I am proud to be a union sister because unions are the backbone to a healthy and strong American system. My extensive community involvement has shown me that the system is flawed, but through advocacy work together, we can drive meaningful change. My diverse perspective and experience allows me to identify and address issues that are overlooked by conventional leaders. I firmly believe that democracy thrives when diverse voices are heard and represented. As your City Council representative, I will work tirelessly to create policies that reflect these values and ensure that all voices are heard and have an opportunity to thrive. Thank you.
Thank you, Christy Lamb Julian. Next, we will go to current council member and former mayor of Pinole, Devin T. Murphy. Go ahead, Devin. 3 minutes.
Hi, of course. Thank you so much, Councilmember Quinto. Good to see you, of course. And good morning, Democrats. I'm so glad to be here. I am coming off of a really, really fun party last night to fundraise for my reelection. And so I'm really excited to continue conversations of last night into this morning. I'm Devin T. Murphy. I'm the current Pinole City Council member and former mayor for the city of Pinole. And I'm asking humbly and respectfully for your endorsement for my reelection campaign. Many of you are not new to me, and as I mentioned before, it's been such an honor to serve as on the Pinole City Council. I am the first African American and Black mayor of Pinole. I'm also the first openly gay and the youngest mayor in our city's 120-year history. And in November 2020, you all joined together with me as we were elected to the Pinole City Council. And we were not only honored to win, but we were honored to win with the highest number of votes in the city's history. No candidate has reached that level of votes. And so thank you again for your support in 2020. And I hope to have your support this year. As Pinole City Council member, I've witnessed Pinole's community navigate some of the most challenging times in recent history, including, of course, the pandemic. And while we have navigated some of our most challenging times, we've also shown remarkable resilience by beginning the process of rebuilding, strengthening public safety, supporting our diverse cultural needs, and establishing a robust budget that meets our city's evolving demands. I'm dedicated to fostering inclusive dialogue, ensuring every voice is heard, and working collaboratively to create a better future for Pinole and certainly Contra Costa County. Regardless of political affiliation, although that's exciting to organize with Democrats, ethnic background, race, and religion, I've been committed to representing and amplifying all voices in Pinole. Since being elected, I've done a number of things. And again, many of you know my story, but I just do want to take an opportunity in this 3 minutes to share with you our success over the last couple of years. First and foremost, as mayor last year, I was really excited to open and reopen Pinole Fire Station 74, which was closed down for 12 years. And we were able to secure $2 million through Measure X countywide sales tax funding. And we were able to reopen Fire Station 74, which for many of you who know about Pinole, Pinole Valley is a high fire severity zone. And it's very important that we support our residents in addressing, again, climate resiliency, but also fire safety. So that was really something I'm really proud of. But that was not only the case. We also champion a more transparent and citywide participatory budgeting process, which really moved our, budget process from just a process that just happened to a process that our residents were really involved in.
Thank you, Devin Murphy.
Thank you.
Let's now go to the current mayor of Pinole, and that is Mayor Maureen Toms. Good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning, Democrats. I'm Maureen Toms, serving as the current mayor of Pinole, asking for your support. I grew up in Pinole, and with my husband, Joe, we raised our 3 kids here. I've been an active community member of the community for many years and have been recognized for my community service. This is long before ever joining the Pinole City Council. I was named Contra Costa County Woman of the Year for the 5th Congressional District. I've received Community Service Award from the Pinole City Chamber of Commerce and the Pinole Rotary Club, a Batter Up Award from the Contra Costa ARC for my advocacy for people with disabilities. I've been a 2-time Parent Award recipient from the Pinole SEAL Swim Club and received a You Make a Difference Award from the West Contra Costa Unified School District, again, for my advocacy for people with disabilities. As a land use planner, working in county government for over 30 years, I have experience in public finance, budgeting, affordable housing, recreational needs, infrastructure, economic development, sustainable development, environmental justice, and much more. I've brought my experience to the community by serving as a volunteer in many organizations, including the Pinole City Council, MCE Clean Energy Board Member, Cal City's Environmental Quality Committee, and the Housing, Community, and Economic Development Committee, again, for Cal Cities. I've served as a planning commissioner and on the redevelopment oversight board. I've been on the West Contra Costa Unified School District Bond Oversight Board for 6 years, not consecutive, and have been involved in the reconstruction of Ellerhorst Pinole Middle and Pinole Valley High School. I've been a communication coordinator for parents at all of these schools, and I'm a proud coach of Special Olympics in the West County area. My husband and I were on the Little League Challenger Division coordinating group for 10 years, and various committees related to recreation and community service. I think my vision includes maintaining and improving city services within our limited budget. We need to enhance the community with strategic use of our revenue, along with grant funding wherever possible. And I ask for your support. And I got in before the music started.
Not Harry, Gabe and Jamin.
Yes.
Harry is having internet difficulties, so he can't really participate with the question. So it's
Gabe,
all.
is it okay if you take lead?
Yeah, certainly. I don't mind at all. We'll do this together.
No problem.
Okay, thank you. Now, just a question real fast regarding timing. How many minutes per question are you guys doing? Jamin?
So for this section, we have 2 minutes for the first three, and then 1 minute for the last three.
Okay, very good. Let's go first with this question, and I'll start this with Devin Murphy. Devin, I know many cities up and down the state of California are going through the fiscal cliff. My question to you is, knowing that your city is over $1 million in a deficit, and know the importance of CalPERS, CalPERS contributions continue to rise to the point where cities like ours in Contra Costa are turning to temporary personnel or contract personnel to control cost. What is your proposal to fund, retain, and hire the appropriate levels of city staff to support your priorities?
Yes, thank you, Councilmember Quinto, for that question. I do respectfully want to correct the question that our city's in $1 million deficit. We're not in a deficit. We actually have a balanced budget, and we're really, really proud of and honored to work with our interim city manager and our finance director to make sure that our budget is sustainable and resilient, as I had mentioned before, which is part of my campaign of values. But I do want to speak to what is a larger issue, which I think you mentioned about CalPERS and our retirement benefits. Many of our cities are dealing with essentially, debt service to CalPERS, which is really focused on paying retirement benefits for former employees of our city. And so what I would tell you is that over the last couple of years on the Pinole City Council, we've been very focused on expanding and working around what is our pension fund to support, our fund to our pension trust, which is our fund that supports paying off our retirement debt through CalPERS. And so we've continued to center our budget around that. Every year we do pay off debt service to the retirement benefits, and we focus on preserving in-house jobs. We've done contract work, of course, for certain tasks, including development of master and specific plans, but we've really centered our work as a council on prioritizing jobs that retain employees full-time, that give retirement benefits and health benefits to employees, and that's what I'm committed to doing for the next year. What I will say, and I'll take this opportunity to do some marketing, is that as a council, we've unanimously supported a ballot measure that is going to be on the ballot this November for a sales tax that increases our sales tax in Pinole. The sales tax is, I believe, over 67% supported by Pinole residents, and we're excited to continue that support.
Thank you, Councilmember. Let's go to Maureen Toms next. Maureen, would you like for me to ask the questions or?
No, I did get the question. As far as CalPERS, this is it's a very difficult mandate that we have to help fund, continue to fund CalPERS for the coming years. As I think most of us know, that there was retirement reform adopted several years ago that will help cities in the long term with the, PEPRA versus classic employees, but we are still paying benefits to a lot of the classic employees. And I was on the council a couple of years ago when the city sold a piece of property and deposited those revenues into a trust account to help bridge the funding gap for the CalPERS liability that we're going to have. We are drawing down annually from this trust fund to help pay the liabilities down. But in the long term, we need to make sure that we're able to sustain our budget in the coming years. We do see that in about 6 or 7 years, we are likely to run into further problems. But as far as retaining employees, we did have increased our contracts for employees, and that's a way that we could attract and retain employees. There are occasions that we need to rely on temporary employees, and that's for, like our IT services. And when we are unable to fill positions temporarily, we have had to rely on temporary employees. But for the long term, this is an important piece. Thank you.
Thank you, council member. Next, we will go to Christy Lamb Julian. Christy, would you like for me to ask the question again?
Yes, please.
Okay. And as you know, with the correction with Councilmember Murphy, you do have a balanced budget, but we do see cities up and down the state of California going through the financial cliff because of unfunded liabilities. My question is, CalPERS contributions continue to rise to the point that cities are turning to temporary personnel or contract personnel to control costs. What is your proposal to fund, retain, and hire the appropriate levels of city staff to support your priorities?
Yes, thank you so much, Councilmember Quinto, for repeating the question for me. I feel that what we need to do is the Prop 15, the schools and community first, that did not pass. We should try to work with legislation to bring that back to the table, since it would provide 60% funding for local municipalities. Of $12 million is the estimate of what they're thinking it would bring in. That would be down the road, and just that is going to take some time. I do believe that what we should do to course correct is to optimize our real estate holdings and look into building smarter and doing smart build outs to look at our mixed use properties and what can we do to attract developers and businesses to take in residents and make Pinole their new home. Regarding professional development, I do believe that we need to have an honest conversation with our staff. What do they need to fulfill their job and to get to the next best level? I do believe that we should reduce the amount of consultants and instead use that money for professional development for the staff that we do currently have. And then also we need to have a internal audit of what does it look like for our spending here, of just understanding there's not much left to cut, but just what can we do to maximize the resources that we do have to build upon it, to expand the longevity of our employees. So then they have the option for professional development, and that they have an opportunity to have this dialogue with their leadership in the city of what do they need to develop their careers and fulfill their positions. So we do retain them, that they do feel valued and seen, and we have that open conversation. Thank you.
Gabe, you're muted.
Sorry about that. I'm bad. I'll start with Christy Lamb Julian for the next question. And my question is, elected officials, local elected officials belong to many regional boards and commissions. And my question regarding that, if you are appointed to regional boards, will you be able to attend the meetings? We're having a difficult time right now making quorums in many of our regional boards and commissions, and Pinole plays a huge role in what we do regionally together. We have a very difficult time getting quorums on WITAC, transportation, and other boards. What will you be able to attend all of the regional meetings and attend the meetings from the beginning to end and be prepared for what's in store when we have these meetings?
Thank you for the question. As a parent to a school-age child with special needs, I wear many, many, many hats. So what I feel the best practice is that if we know what the schedule is, I commit completely to attending these meetings when they're scheduled, because we're here to do the work, to show up on time and to be prepared. So just, it is unfortunate that others are not able to, but just I am committed to adjusting my schedule and making Pinole my priority and attending these meetings to represent the needs of our community. Without a doubt, just as a mom making it happen, I have no qualms about that.
Thank you very much. Next, we'll go to Maureen Toms.
Thank you. I have had the honor of serving on a number of regional boards, and I maintain several calendars, both for work, my personal life, and commitments. And I've always been able to make commitments and attend meetings. If not, I have been able to reach out to the alternates for those positions. I have a very good track record in with my attendance on regional boards and also the committees that I've served on for Cal Cities. Like I said, I have been able to attend and participate and prepare for any of the committees that I have sat upon. Thank you.
Thank you. And last but not least, Devin Murphy, go ahead.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Councilmember Quinto, for this question. The short answer to the question is yes, absolutely. I'm excited for the second round of numerous meetings that we attend as council members, and very grateful to work with you on the MCE Clean Energy Board of Directors and many other boards as well. I've served as an alternate in supporting my fellow council members on several different commissions and committees, and really just, again, honored to serve as a support mechanism as an alternate, but also serving and digging deep into the work of MCE has been really a joy and pride, and very honored to serve as technical committee chair. I have a really, really great track record of working with other elected officials and community organizations, and I think it's why I have such a really strong background in support and endorsements. I've been able to receive endorsements from folks like U.S. Congressman John Garamendi, California State Controller Malia Cohen, California State Treasurer Fiona Ma, and numerous other elected officials, including the Richmond Mayor, Eduardo Martinez, and our East Bay Regional Parks Director, Elizabeth Echols. I'm very committed to doing this work. And, as a 30-year-old mayor of, when I was appointed mayor last year, and a 26-year-old council member, I think some of the fun of being in governance is being able to serve on committees and representing folks. Some of you may know, and many of you know, that mayors rotate in and out of the position. And I was appointed last year to the East Bay Economic Development Alliance, representing Contra Costa mayors as well. And so not only am I committed to serving in the committees I also seek other leadership positions in way of organizing our county and our city for better representation. So absolutely, I will be fully committed to this in the second round.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, now it looks like we're getting short on time. Maria, how are we doing on time right now?
We got 8 minutes left for this section.
Okay, so we are good still. So we will ask more questions.
Probably one, because we want closing, we want people to give their 1 minute closer.
Absolutely. Okay,
Miss Maria, these are 1 minute answers, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
okay, thank you. My question is, Prop 33 will be on the ballot in November. I wanted to find out from each of you, do you support or oppose rent stabilization in your city? Why or why not? Let's go to Devin Murphy first.
Yes, I support rent stabilization in my city.
Okay, let's go
Oh, you
to,
said why, or did you want me to finish, or?
if you'd like, sir.
Oh,
We
yeah,
have a lot of time.
absolutely. Yeah, what we know is that our housing crisis is really an epidemic, and we really have to focus on any way possible to support, especially those who are most vulnerable. One way that we can do that is stabilizing rents, and I think that Proposition 33 is an excellent um, proposition that helps us do that as a state. We obviously it has a number of critical supporters, and it has a coalition of folks who've come together to make that possible. And so looking forward to supporting that proposition.
Thank you. Let's go to Maureen Toms next. Go ahead.
Sure, thank you. As a member of the policy committee for Cal Cities in housing, economic and community development, we had this item on our agenda and we had a very robust discussion. Ultimately, the committee decided or is recommending to the Cal Cities board that we not support Prop 33. And the reason is this is the third time this item has been on the ballot recently. The largest concern is that there is worry, and for a good reason, that a lot of the rental units would be taken off the market. A lot of rental units are from local, moms and pops, and they could be subject to, rent control provisions if the Costa-Hawkins bill is reduced.
Thank you. Next, but not least, let's go to Christy Lamb Julian. Go ahead.
Hey there. I support Proposition 13, understanding that Pinole is at a 30% market of renters and growing, and more families and such are coming in. Understanding that if we were able to stabilize rents, we're able to retain renters, and that would have the wraparound effect of helping our environment as well, since they are not commuting as far for work and what have you. And by having them be able to afford rent and not have the concern of evictions, they would be able to invest that money back into the economy, which would then stabilize our economy and help us grow. I am complete. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maria, should we go to final statements now?
Yes, I think so. So
Okay,
we could be on
thank you.
time.
Okay, we will have, let's do 2 minutes each for a final statement, and we will start with Maureen Toms. Go ahead.
1 second. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Again, I wanted to highlight my experience that I have in government on the administrative side, and I have implemented that and shared that experience as a community volunteer and as a council member for city government. I am happy to say that I have worked in the area of general plans, sustainability, My first job in planning was in wind energy, and I'm currently working on the Envision Contra Costa 2040 general plan and the Climate Action and Adaptation Plan. We in Pinole are not only a small city here in Pinole, but we're part of a larger region. And I have a lot of knowledge on the entire region and the inner workings and the relationships that Pinole has with our neighboring communities. The committees that we serve on are mainly regional, whether it's transportation, MCE Clean Energy, WCDC, adapting to rising tides efforts. Those are all regional issues that affect us as a small city, and I have a really good grasp on those issues. And I want to invite anybody who has any questions or want to see my experience or my stand on policies to visit my website at maureentoms.com or to reach out, and I will put my contact information in the chat when we wrap up here. But again, thank you for your consideration.
Thank you very much. Next, we will go to Christy Lamb Julian. Go ahead.
Hey there, everyone. I just wanted to say that thank you for this opportunity, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you beyond this scope. I am honored to be named a Barbara Jordan Dolores Huerta Fellow and a New American alumni, two amazing organizations at the forefront, leading the charge to shift the conversation from transactional to transformative civic engagement. In my work with the Developmental Disabilities Council and the Women and Girls Commission at the county level, just ready to go ahead and amplify our voices and how we can improve the quality of life for folks here in Pinole and across the county. And I'm very, very proud of the work that I have managed to do serving as the Pinole Community Service Commissioner by reestablishing the school liaison program, providing families at the schools, all the schools, an opportunity to engage and voice their concerns, and then to also establish the subcommittee with my fellow commissioners on the Planning Commission to offer another avenue of engagement and opportunity and collaboration with their community that has not been done before. And just as a mom and a chef, a corporate traveling chef, having the opportunity to be boots on the ground, engaging with their community, often overlooked, and just struggling with services and representation, that I look forward to amplifying their voices and working with my community leaders to go ahead and help bring Pinole and Contra Costa to the next best version of itself. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And last but not least, let's go to Devin Murphy. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you all Democrats for your opportunity to speak before you today and for your leadership in preserving and defending our democracy. I've been a Democrat since the age of 14. I was organizing before I was even able to vote. And so your endorsement, which I respectfully and humbly ask for, is not just something I want, it's actually an imperative for my campaign. As the former mayor and serving nearly 4 years on the city council, I've secured over $150 million in new investments and implemented strategies that boost small businesses and create opportunities in Pinole, economic opportunities in Pinole. I've been a small business owner and I've been very focused on driving our city's commitment to transparency and effective advocacy for our future. I also am a UCLA graduate, go Bruins, and I have a deep understanding of social issues and policy analysis related to sustainable development. I don't take it lightly, the Democratic Party's endorsement, and I think it's really imperative that this moment that I'm running for re-election, we are not just running for re-election, we're continuing to deliver results for Pinole, including reopening Fire Station 74, improving traffic and pedestrian safety, modernizing our parks, and enhancing our public facilities like our Pinole Senior Center, our library, our swim center, and our youth center facilities. I've been a part of making sure those happen and prioritizing funding that makes sure it happens primarily. And so I'm very committed to continuing this work. And it's why I've been supported by so many folks, including the Contra Costa Building Trades. At this point, I have the sole endorsement from the Contra Costa Labor Council. I've been endorsed by by our U.S. Congressman John Garamendi, and many other, including Supervisor John Joya and many other elected officials. I am committed to doing this work for another 4 years. Call me crazy if you will, but I absolutely love Pinole.